Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball and Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. I gotta tell you, I'm thinking about changing the name of this podcast to Pop and Politics because I'm sort of obsessed with pop culture. And one of my most favorite political pundits ever is Andrew Breitbart, and he used to say that politics ran downstream from culture and that it had to happen first in culture before it happened in politics. And this week we saw AOC and MTG and Crockett going after each other. And none of that should surprise us because after all, in 1804, Aaron Burr did kill Alexander Hamilton. Anyways, I was listening to Michael Savage yesterday, I'll be honest with you, and he brought out a glass of wine, and he said, it's a Friday night, I'm here alone, and I'm going to have some wine. So it's Saturday night, I'm here alone, and cheers, okay? We're going to have a little bit of wine, because why not? I only drink white wine. Cheers. And I prefer Pinot Grigio. I'll be honest with you, I like white wine. I would rather drink Boston Harbor water than Chardonnay. Sauvignon Blancs, okay. Don't like the sweets, not crazy about Moscatos, don't like Proseccos, none of that. I like Pinot Grigio. So, to the Republic for which we stand, I want to talk about the latest poll numbers now that I've gotten over Aaron Burr and MTG. Okay, this week, Joe Biden's approval rating went down just a little bit. It's only 56% of Americans who disapprove of the way he's running the country. Last time I talked to you about the polls, it was the beginning of May. Now it's the middle of May. So there's been a slight improvement, but it's really just the margin of error in the polls. Right now, 56% of Americans, according to the national average, disapprove of the way Joe Biden is running the country. But we got to get to the battleground states because that's where it's all about. As you know, the presidential election is coming down to this county, this state, this HOA. It's so precise the way they can predict which way a state is going to go, especially in these really, really tight states. We're going to start talking about Wisconsin. Now, the last time I talked to you, that they had Biden up 6%, one poll in Wisconsin, and they kept on talking about it like it was something. But none of the other polls had him up that much. And this week they have Trump up by a 0.5%. So we shouldn't believe that last poll that ever said that Biden was winning Wisconsin. Next, we're going to go to Pennsylvania. Fabrizio had Trump up by 4, but everybody else had 2. It has stayed 2% that Trump is up in Pennsylvania. We're going to go to Arizona. Trump was up 5 percentage points in Arizona. Now it's 5.2. So his margin is gaining a little bit. In Georgia, Trump was 3.8% up. Now it's 4.6% up over Biden. In Michigan, Trump was at 1.2%, very little small fraction, right? Now it's 0.8. So it's really, I would say, right there. Nevada also has increased. Nevada was 4.5. Now it's 5.4. And North Carolina, Trump was at 5.4, and it's gone to 6.2. So there we go. Let's have another sip, okay? Because let's face it, if you're watching this right now, you're alone too. So what can I say? The national average right now, last time at the beginning of May, Trump was at 1.2% ahead of Biden. Right now, he's at 3.6% ahead of Biden. And the direction of the company has stayed, the direction of the country. This is what happens when you start drinking the wine in the middle of a podcast. The direction of the country has stayed the same. I haven't done any takes, so this is what happens to me. I'm just a little spot. Okay. Also this week, I want to talk about the VP. See, now I'm calling them VIPs. Well, they sort of were VIPs, about the people who came to support Trump this week in New York in the hush money trial that's going on right now. It was kind of amazing the other day with Michael Cohen. Okay, a bunch of potential VP nominees have come to support the president, along with a number of his other supporters like Matt Gaetz and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. I do not believe that Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is in the running for Speaker of the House. But hey, stranger things have happened, but I doubt it. I don't even think he'll be Speaker next time, but we'll see. Anyways, have a sip. Okay. Some of the notables that were there this week were Vivek Ramaswamy, J.D. Vance, Doug Burgum, Matt Gaetz, Byron Donalds. If I'm missing anybody, help me. Anna Paulina Lunar, I saw her there. Eric Trump was there for his dad, and Laura Trump was there. But we had what my thumbnail is what they said was the audition picture. All of these men did I mention Doug Burgum? I'm not sure I did or not. In their suit and red tie. Well, I'm going to tell you, some of them went up to the sticks and they talked about what was happening in the courtroom in New York City. And I will say right off the bat, Doug Burgum doesn't impress me. I don't think he's a fighter. He seems like a nice guy. North Dakota's lucky to have him, but I don't think I want him for vice president. I think we need a real someone with some real fire in their belly who's gonna go out there and help fight with Donald Trump when they get to Washington. And I don't think Doug Burgum has that kind of like fire in his belly the way some of the younger guys do. J.D. Vance impressed me a bit this week. He's not my first choice. You know who my first choice is. But I'm okay with J.D. Vance because I do think he has a little bit of a fire in his belly. Now, some people have talked about maybe J.D. Vance being the VP and Vivek Ramaswamy could go in and take his Senate seat, which I would be fine with too. I know there's a lot of people out there in MAGA who are a little skeptical of Vivek. I don't know why. I just love him. I would love to see him as vice president. He's smart. He's quick on his feet. He's a fighter. But that's okay. I know some people in the MAGA movement are a little hesitant about him because they feel like he just came on the scenes too quick. But I think he's fantastic. And I do believe he has a future in politics. I believe he has a future in the MAGA movement. So this is what happens when I drink some wine and I talk to you. I start to make funny words. Anyways, have a little bit more. As you can see, it doesn't take much. Okay, so I wasn't impressed with Doug Burgum. I think Kristi Noem is out of it because Americans are funny about killing your dog just because they behave bad. I think we can accept if a dog's hit by a car and he's in horrible distress and you live in the middle of nowhere, you might put him out of his misery. But I don't know, just because he doesn't behave well, I don't know. I think Kristi Noem's chance of being the vice president is very small right now. And I don't want to see Doug Burgum. I'm okay with J.D. Vance. I'm not sure about Byron Donalds. I'd need to see more of him. I didn't see Tim Scott. If Tim Scott was there in New York, let me know. I didn't see him. So it should be interesting. We're getting closer and closer to who the president will pick as his VP. They announced when they're going to debate at the end of June, which is so weird to me because the convention's on until July and August. It's kind of strange to have, debates before we have nominees, but it used to be the beginning of September, the middle of September, then the VPs would talk like in October. The middle of October, you'd have the third presidential debate, and then you'd all go vote. Listen, personally, if I was running the world and running this country, I would have Tuesday, the first Tuesday in November would be a national holiday, and everybody would get it off, and everybody would be expected to go vote that day. And at the end of the day, on paper ballots, we could tell you who the next president of the United States was going to be. That's not going to happen. But anyways, we're so close, really, because people are going to start casting their ballots in September with all the early voting and the mail-in votes, etc. So we got to get these debates going. They're going to be the end of June, and then another one in September. No audience, though. Well, maybe we can change that. I think an audience is good. All right. I had a little wine, not that much, but I'm already slurring my words. Tell me what you think about changing the name to Pop and Politics. It doesn't matter. I don't talk that much about pickleball because I stink. And I found out it wasn't the serve all along, because now my serve's okay and I still sort of stink. I don't think I've quite made the transition from tennis. Okay, you know where to reach me. You can find me on Getter or Instagram at Pickleball and Politics. You can go to X, which I am on a lot. It's Pickle and Paul, P-O-L. Or you can leave me a message right here. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pickleball and Politics. And if you got an opinion, leave it for me, because a couple of weeks ago, somebody told me they missed the white mic, and it's been back ever since. So leave me a message. I do read them, and I answer back. Okay, we had a little of wine. Whatever. If you're sitting out there and you're alone, like I'm alone right now, and you're having a little cocktail and you're watching this, cheers to your health always. And until next time, I'll see you again soon on Pickleball and Politics.